Opera SM here with another deck tech and playthrough video. This is a Koth deck. In the last Coalition event, we faced a couple decks like this that were really good and resilient. Gave some folks some losses, so we kind of reverse constructed them from information we all collected. And this is kind of a Kaalia deck. So Kaalia will, when it enters the battlefield, fetch the first angel, demon, or dragon from your library. Those creatures gain half their mana, so this has one of each of those creature types. Rakdos the Showstopper, which when it enters the battlefield, if there's 6 or more red gems, destroy the first opposing creature that's not a demon, devil, or imp, and then destroy 6 random gems, then repeat the process. With all our red converters in the deck, we should almost always have 6 red gems, so this could usually wipe out most of our opponent's board. Great Wrath we could tutor up many times. Razia, 9/4, prevent damage, defender, flying, haste, legendary, awesomeness, angel. Note now that whenever this creature prevents damage, it loses prevent damage for 3 turns now. It used to just be 2, so hopefully this will actually make it a little easier to kill this sucker, because it's a pain. But also whenever your planeswalker takes damage, your opponent's planeswalker takes damage equal to this creature's power. So if they're trying to just burn you out or deal with something in a way, like if you're playing Thousand Year Storm, aiming Beacon Bolt at your opponent's head or something, this one can be a pain in that situation, not specifically. But note that if you do have 2 burn spells, what you can do is aim 1 at this to make it lose the prevent damage, and then aim another second burn spell, and then it would be able to kill it that turn. And our dragon is Drakuseth Maw Flames. Pretty expensive, 22.99. But when it attacks, deals 5 damage to your opposing planeswalker, 3 damage to the first opposing creature, so untargeted creature damage, and then opposing vanguard loses 3 shields. So this can give us an out if an opponent plays a really troublesome vanguard, and this will come in with half mana most of the time. And then Killer Instinct, which gets everything haste, but then we have a lot of creatures with could come into play effects like Kaalia and Rakdos, so if either of those get flipped up, we can get some good, just with Kaalia bringing all these creatures in, you're going to have a lot of options as to what you can do and store and play the ones you need to deal with a lot of tough situations. Electro Dominance, X burn spell that also gains you some mana, Stitch in Time for extra turns, Finale of Promised, which purportedly was fixed in the 4.1 update. So it should no longer freeze the game. I really hope that's the case, because it's a really good card, but I've been avoiding it like the plague because everyone was saying it was freezing up their games. But to copy spells you have, and then 2 converters, Castle Embereth, which also has some activated red gems to buff up your creatures, and Guild Mage's Forum. So let's go ahead and give this a shot again. Nair was, I think, the one that aggregated a lot of data that Madran and some other folks who encountered the deck reported back, and this is what we came up with. I think he might have made some slight modifications on it as well, but I'm anxious to give it a try because I did not face this deck, but it's supposedly pretty big force to be reckoned with. I'm generally not personally the biggest fan of Koth, just because, I don't know, like if I play against Koth, I just almost like very aggressively, well, that's not the right way to put it, I very defensively match all red gems off the board and prevent opponents from getting those, because they have their +9 red mana gain, but after that it's like, I think even for black and green, and then -1 for white and blue, so it makes it really tough for your opponent to do much of anything if they can't cast stuff. We'll go ahead and give it a shot, see how it goes. And with red converters, I guess when I first was starting to play Koth, there were a lot less good red converters around in Standard, so now that there are a decent, a quorum of red converters if you want them, that can make it a lot more powerful. Alright, so let's see, we have a red match for us, which is almost certainly what we're going to be taking, unless I can find a match 5. But we're going to get Killer Instinct on the board, so hopefully we can draw into a Kaalia or something else to get attacking on the board here. Yeah, let's see, it looks like just red matches are good, and then maybe we can get a black match or something. Alright, and getting that first match was key, because if we were stuck with crap matches, without getting up to 3 mana only remaining on Killer Instinct. That could have been a pretty big road bump delay. So let's see, I'm trying to think in my hand, because if I do end up getting a Kaalia, I want to make sure I have room in my hand to actually get those cards. So I'm actually going to exile down to 2 so I have space. Let's see, I can get a black match, which should get me up to 3. I think that's what I'm going to do. See if there's anything else. There's a black match I can take in the leftmost column or the third from the right column. Third from the right column could give me some loyalty matches, so we'll go with that one. Alright, so we have our Killer Instinct in play, so that's good. We've got a black match 3 into a red match 4 on the right, which seems wonderful. Alright, so we got Rakdos in. Our opponent didn't have anything to kill, but we're going to get a converter on the board. Then we'll try to stick a second creature and then hopefully get a little more damage on the board instead of losing one every single turn. And if we get a Razia to stick around, that'll be very good too. Alright, so our opponent's playing some red conversion, or red gem destruction, I guess is more accurate as well. So let's see, do we have any red matches we can get here? See, we can get some blue matches. Yeah, we can get a red over there, which is great. So we're going to get our other gem converter out. Great, and we did flip a Kaalia up, which is wonderful. So now we have kind of a full complement of other things that we can do. I'm probably going to try to get a Rakdos Showstopper out to start hitting an opponent, but I think I'm going to wait one turn on that to get one more gem converter out on the board. Because if we're converting 4 to red every turn, we're much more likely to get some good red matches. Good. Well, our opponent has a lot on the board, so hopefully this Razia is going to be pretty good to wipe it. Yeah, this should be very nice. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I can get 3. It's going to get close to, if I take the 2 loyalty, the 3 red, and then get another 3 red, it's going to be pretty close to destroying my other support, but I should take the match 5 regardless, so we'll start with that, and then I think I'm just going to start to stack some Razias on the board. It sounds really good. Let's see, I might actually even go for an extra turn this turn just to make sure I can get even more stuff out on the board, because I will have at least 1 red match left to get out my Rakdos. Actually, it'll be perfect that I can get out a Rakdos and I can get out a Razia, so that should be wonderful. Alright, I've got 3 different creatures on the board. I can go to the dragon if I need to later, but I think this is where this deck is great, even if we start to get in a long, grindy out match. Just the fact that we can, you know, have some good creature removal, and then also just a great defensive ability that will kill a lot of their stuff, and an ability to just start hitting stuff at their face, killing any walkers they have is good. Also, I did not mention before, but with Rakdos, it also kind of works as a conversion sort of thing, in the sense of when you're destroying gems, you will get some mana bonuses. So I shouldn't say conversion, it destroys to maybe give you some potential mana bonuses as well. Alright, gonna get some more Razias on the board, probably gonna pump our guys up as well. Don't think I'm going to activate Koth's first ability because we're getting some good matches. I'm going to try to see if I can get his second, or probably his ultimate down if I can, because that's just so good. Alright, got another red match here, so this is, yeah, it's just piling on the damage. And then we'll have a dragon in our back pocket. We're just going to keep that charged up. Alright, great, and we got another Kaalia, so yeah, that's just what the deck really wants to do, is just, you get a Kaalia, and then it just restocks your whole hand. And then if you're ahead, you can just keep those cards in hand. So you, like for instance, our opponent doesn't have a creature, so we're just going to keep a fully stocked up Rakdos in our hand, so it's ready to go. I think we're just going to keep laying down Razzias on the board, and yeah, pump up all our guys here. I should look how much damage we actually have as well, because we might be able to just activate Koth's second ability, which gives our guys +8/+0 and just win this turn. Let's see, our opponent's at 62. Oh yeah, we absolutely can do that. Just pump our guys up, and then they're just dead. So yeah, this is a very, very potent deck. And it really, just that initial Killer Instinct really just let us off at the beginning, start going off. But if we hadn't hit that red match at the beginning, or if you, again, this does lesson, if you're playing against Koth, just even realizing one or two good matches with reds can just ramp their mana up like crazy. So playing against Koth, public service announcement, just match away those reds. It's worth it when you think about the net positive, or the net gains to your advantage on the board, because even if you make 2 more mana but your opponent makes 9 more mana, you're going to get behind in that sort of situation. So all right, take care everyone. Another video coming soon, hopefully.